Obviously, FANG helped lead us the way, largely higher. Do you think that FANG is the way to play this trade continuing if we're looking at growth continuing in these names, Matt?
Well, we think there is a good growth path for a lot of these names. I think it'll be more selective than it has been in the past. Focus on the innovators, the ones that are delivering value both to the consumer or to the business, the end market, but also to shareholders. And I think the market's going to be more discerning about that going forward.
When you say the innovators, can you call out anyone specific for us?
Well, Google and the FANGs comes to mind. They're the profile of a company that we like to invest. Innovation, strong innovators, delivering strong returns, very durable, secular themes that they're playing.
And Brad, what do you think here? Do you think that there are regulatory hurdles we need to be aware of when we're thinking about these biggest of the big tech names and what is priced in, if anything, there?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think we're entering a period of increased government regulation, both here in the U.S. as well as in Europe, and that's probably going to last for a couple years. It definitely widens the range of outcomes for some of the market-leading platforms. I think in particular for Alphabet and their subsidiaries, for Amazon as well as Facebook. I think beyond that, the growth of those platforms is still largely intact, but it's likely to inhibit their ability to expand into new markets. You know, Facebook and their difficulties with Libra is a good example of regulatory pushback and just something to keep in mind on these big platforms going forward.
You know, semis are always a tough thing to understand. There's so many, it's so global, supply chain dynamics, but the SMH is at an all-time high. Going back to December of 2000, NVIDIA leading today on a price target increase. But I just wonder where you think we are. Do you have to make a call on the cycle to invest in some of these names?
Yeah, I think, again, if you focus on the innovators, you're less have to make that critical call as to where we are in the cycle. And so you really want to focus on the ones that are riding secular themes, increasing content per vehicle in autos, for example, or on the equipment side, the EU lithographers, for example, like an ASML. You know, you want to be on that innovation side. Then you have less of a cycle to deal with. You still have the cycle. There's a lot of inventory still in the cycle. Yeah. I think so we have to be mindful of that. But we like that sector long term, again, if you're focused on the innovators.
Brad, when we think about innovators, I also think about what's been going on in the IPO market with some of these tech names. You've had some successes, but also a lot of failures. Do you think that that dampens the overall environment for an investor that's looking for a tech company that's particularly innovative?
Yeah, well, I think what it is the volatility creates opportunity. A lot of the recent IPOs have underperformed together. There hasn't been a lot of discrimination in terms of what might actually still be an interesting business with a lot of opportunity. I would point to Uber and Lyft as examples of companies that are really creating a new industry, transportation as a service with a lot of opportunities, sort of out-of-the-money optionality in both of those companies, particularly around Uber with their Uber Eats food delivery service and vertically integrating meal delivery and cloud kitchens. So I think you just have to go through, sort of sift through the rubble. You'll find a lot of opportunities, and I think the market's still wide open for IPOs to come out. I think some of the headlines recently have dampened expectations a little bit, and that's probably a healthy thing.